Surprise, surprise, huh? Surprise, surprise. Today, I'm just going to share, I'm going to share with you guys something. I'm going to share a mathematical fact with you, okay? Capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. This is a mathematical fact. And it is it's very difficult to even put into words. Very difficult to put into words. But it's just a masterpiece. It's like everything is so simple. Everything is so simplified now. Capitalism cannot work without humans, us, humans. The only species on Earth that consumes unnecessarily, we're the only ones, okay? Therefore, capitalism cannot work without people. So when capitalism first started, they were called slaves, okay? You could see them. You could say, okay, slaves are what makes capitalism work at this particular time. It was all over the world. It was a business. Once that became illegal, it can't stop because we're the only ones that make it work. And so it can't stop. So it switches to psychological slavery. Duh. That's how I feel. Duh. This is why I command so much respect. I respect it so much. They switch it to psychological slavery. Now, it doesn't matter what color you are, where you live, doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter where you live, who you are, what neighborhood, nothing. It doesn't matter. That's just all part of the program to make you believe that. Brilliant. I'm a smart dude. Let me tell you something. I'm a smart guy. This got me. Sure did. Sure did. How do they switch it to psychological? Well, first of all, if I would have just listen, this is going to make you angry too, because public school taught me what I'm about to tell you right now. This is all I had to do for myself. Take the number line that I learned in elementary school math class and apply it to my finances. And that's it. I would have been wealthy. I would have been wealthy at 18, 19, right out the gate. Right out the gate. Right out the gate. That's it. My credit report were my debt slave papers. My credit report keeps track of all the businesses that own me. All those years. Credit scores are reward points for staying in debt with my owners that were listed on my credit report. Those were my papers. That's what they say. According to the laws of mathematics, those people on my credit report, everywhere, those businesses owned me the whole time. So without knowing this, I'm walking you with my life through you guys so you guys can understand. So since I didn't know that, I believe that it took 30 years to buy one house when it only takes one day. It only takes one day to buy a house. It doesn't take years, 30, 40 years, whatever. Now, I remember when I was signing my first set of mortgage papers because I was believing everybody. Hey, the American dream and this and that. You're dreaming if you think you can buy a house with a mortgage. Nobody told me that. Nope. This is the crazy part about it. They're not lying to you. Nobody's tricking you. The American dream. Everybody knows you have to be asleep to dream. So if I believe that I could buy a house with a mortgage with absolutely no money, I'm dreaming. You think I caught on to that? I still didn't catch on to it. Still didn't. And I remember signing the mortgage papers, feeling this thing in my stomach. Just something wasn't right. What was it? I'm supposed to be happy, you know? Everybody else is doing it. Yeah, they all don't know. All of them don't know. Never once did I say, hey, when When people compare mortgages to rent, they're comparing payments. They're not comparing ownership. They're comparing payments, rent payment, mortgage payment. Here's the difference: mortgage versus renting. Renters know they're renting. People with mortgages do not. Excuse me. I knew when I was doing the college route, getting mortgages, financing cars and houses, I knew something in the back of my mind was just wrong. Something wasn't feeling right. I couldn't ask anybody because everybody around me was doing the same thing I was doing. It wasn't supposed to feel like this when you become a homeowner. It's not supposed to feel like that. That's what it was. I went from paying rent with no debt to paying a mortgage, $350,000 in debt. That's the difference. The difference. Nobody told me what that gut feeling was in my stomach. That's what it was. I was $350,000 in debt when I wasn't, when I was paying rent. When I was paying rent, I wasn't $350,000 in debt. I got this house and hey, everybody, look what I got. You know what they said? Hey, joint, welcome to the club. Now they're gonna start telling you all the stuff they didn't tell you when they were telling you were throwing away money on rent. Then they're gonna tell you the problems with what when you believe you can buy a house with no mortgage or with a mortgage. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me that. And I remember, and this is how God works. I remember I got this place, this one place. I knew it was just all wrong. I could just feel it. I knew the bank was. I mean, I don't want. Listen, I don't think the bank is tricking you. That it's your. Listen, if you don't trust math, that was my fault. If the bank said I could buy a house with no money, listen to me closely. Listen to my words. If the bank told me that I can buy a house with no money and I believe it, that is my fault. That's my fault. You can't buy anything with no money. But you know what? Everybody around me was doing it. I just believed them. And I remember one year we had a really bad rainstorm or something, and it just flooded the whole house out. Now I was upset, but I was like, it felt like it was on purpose. It was. God said, hey, you messed all that up. I'm gonna just wash it away. I don't care if you cry and think you lost something. You didn't lose anything. I didn't lose nothing but debt. I now understand that FHA mortgages are for people that really, really, really don't know they can't buy a house with the mortgage. You know why? Because now they believe they can buy a house for 3.5% of the purchase price. According to the number chart, you can't do that. You can't do that. Until one day, I reached the six-figure mark. Everybody's striving to reach the six figures and the nice car and the house and blah blah blah. And I got there. I was like, now what? That's me. I said, now what? What's here? Nothing but debt. The middle class, they're the engine of the whole economy. They're the whole engine. They don't even know it. Middle class don't even know it. Don't even know it. They're in the worst shape. It's crazy. I said, okay, something's wrong. And I figured it out. Found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, hey, use this calculator, get out of debt. I said, is it really that easy? I got there, got out, and I freed myself. Now that I'm on the other side, which is the positive side, and then you could turn around and see everybody that was me. I got my credit. I'm the only one. Listen, I'm the only one on the internet that has shown you my entire credit report. All you got to do is take a step back and say, why is that? Why is he the only person on the internet that shows his entire credit report? Nobody does that. Light has to go off in your mind because it's absolutely brilliant, man. Capitalism is just absolutely, it amazes me every day. More and more and more. I just watch. It's absolutely, the crazy part about it, when I was in the debt matrix, I did not know I was a debt slave. I did not know that. Even though my credit report it tells me that. It tells me that I'm in debt. All you got to do is go into your credit report, get your total debt, get the number line, pull up the number line, make one up. It doesn't matter. When you get your total debt, put it on the number line. That's where you are financially. Hey, listen, nobody told me that. I was like, what? And then listen, this is what's so beautiful about it. So the first thing I did, once I freed myself and felt how much this freedom was, I went to tell all my friends and family. They didn't even know what I was talking about. I was like, I'm just, hey, look, I was just like this. Hey, look, I'm just talking about the calculator. They said, we don't believe that. What? You don't believe the calculator? What do you mean? And then I really took a step back. I was like, wait a minute. Millions of people believe they can buy houses with mortgages and they don't know nothing. Nope. Then I took another step back. I was like, wait a minute. Physical money doesn't even exist for them. Nope. Sure doesn't. Does not exist for them. Physical money is imaginary for debt slaves. They don't even know it. That's why you guys are always after it, because it doesn't exist for you. That's why you're always chasing it. And you don't know why you're chasing it. All you gotta do is turn around and you'll see if somebody holding a stick, dangling it over your head. That's all you got. You're like, this person's been doing. Yes, you've been doing it. The person that's tricking you is you. That's what's so beautiful about capitalism. You're tricking yourself. I wish somebody would have told me that in my 20s. I wish somebody would have did. Man, a job and all. You guys don't even, man, once you get out of there, you look at, I get it though. I get it. It's designed to scare you, thinking I get it. I totally get it. It had me. It had, man, and I'm a smart dude, man. You mean all I had to do was just learn? That's why my math teacher was always on me when I was a kid. I know that's why, because I never understood that. The math, I don't get me wrong, I've always enjoyed math, being first and this and that. Well, maybe I had a gift and I didn't really understand it, but it kind of explained why she was always just, you know, all I had to use was what she taught me and apply it to my finances. Do you understand that, you guys? Do you? Let me tell you something. All right. I'm sharing a mathematical fact with you. I can catapult you 50 years ahead of people right now if you want to. 50 years, 100, how far you want to go. And nobody will be understanding what you're talking about. Nobody. Nobody. I'm sharing a mathematical fact. That means it's true. If you don't believe it, the problem's with you. You understand? If I said 1 + 1 = 2 and you turned to me and said, I don't believe you, I'm just walking out the room. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not saying anything. I'm not. So if I tell you in the beginning, right now, what I'm sharing with you is a mathematical fact, and you don't believe it, okay. That's what it sounds like to me when you say you don't. It doesn't. I didn't invent math. It was here before I was born. When you're inside, I remember when I was inside the debt matrix financing my whole entire life, never once asking myself, hey, I'm an adult. Why do I always have to ask the bank to buy a car? Why do I always have to ask the bank to buy a house? I never asked myself that question. Why am I asking them? And then turn around and look around, everybody around, they're all asking. And they all think it's normal. That's what they're supposed to think. They don't know it takes one day to buy a house. They think it takes years. Same with cars and phones, everything. That's absolutely brilliant. Do you guys understand how brilliant that is? That is brilliant. Millions of iPhones. Listen, millions of iPhones sell all over around the world. Do you think they really cost $1,000 to make? Absolutely not. But when you come, listen, but please don't mistake that as I'm upset at Apple for doing that or they're bad guys. No, that's just business. You can come over here and do it too. They're just showing you what can be done. When you see a phone that you absolutely know that doesn't cost that much money, it can't. They're selling millions of them everywhere. It can't cost that much. Just think about the deals you get as a business, and you don't pay retail like everybody else. Imagine the deals that Apple get. But you don't say, "Oh my God," no. They're showing you what you can do too, because that's what they do. They finance everything. That's what they're supposed to do. That was me. I was in the debt matrix. They have you thinking it got something to do with color and where you live and where you grew up. It doesn't matter where math is. Math can be in the rich part of town, and math can be in the poor part of town. 1 + 1 = 2, no matter what neighborhood you grew up in, the color of your skin, nothing. What language you speak it in, nothing. You think somebody told me like that? I don't know if it would have woke me up, but that probably would have sent a light off in my head. Like, wait a minute, it is just math. Yep, that's it. Nobody owns math. Nobody. Mm. Sometimes I think back, if I had this information when I was in my 20s, you guys don't even understand, man. You don't even understand. Mm. I look at people like Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. Oh yeah, you guys had a head start. This was probably all told through your family. Okay, whatever. That's why you're ahead. Okay, those are generations. Okay, those are generations. They just once you understand this, you're going to automatically teach it to your children. It's just going to be automatic. It's just going to be automatic. Then you're going to think to yourself, you don't have to be in all that stuff that people go, man, you don't. It's a choice. You just trust the calculator or you do not. The calculator is not a belief. That's why I don't even say believe the calculator. Trust the calculator or you do not. Listen, you can't even count your money without using math. Do you understand? For the people, listen, for the people out there that don't understand when I say money doesn't exist for debt slaves, this is what I want you to do, okay? And then I want you to listen to me. Listen to my voice. Hold $20 in your hand and open up the calculator app with the other and put in $20 minus your car payment. Now hit equal. See? Now listen to my voice. Listen closely. According to the calculator, you don't have $20 in your hand. You understand? Now imagine, this is why money is imaginary for you. Imagine you hand me that $20, okay? Open up the calculator and put in $20 minus no car payment and hit equal. The calculator says I have $20 in my hand. I do. Now imagine me hand it back to you. You're inside the debt matrix, okay? I'm gonna come from outside the debt matrix into the debt matrix and hand it back to you. You're gonna physically be holding it, but the calculator is still gonna say you don't have $20 in your hand. That's what I mean. You don't have it. Now here's where you can leave or you can stay. Okay, this is the wonderful thing about capitalism. The door is wide. I mean, it's not wide open, but it swings both ways. Nobody's holding you back. Nobody's keeping you down. Nobody's nothing. No, lots of honking out there. I don't know what's up with all that right now. Okay. And they hand it back to you. It disappears. It disappears. Now you can either believe it or you can't, whatever. That's what's so beautiful about capitalism. Man. Now what I have to do is learn about the origins, where it starts. Did it start in Switzerland or whatever? Whatever. It's like a paper trail all the way back. Once you understand, listen, once you understand how it works, I'm gonna explain to you ambitious business owners that strive to be business owners. Let me tell you something. You will dominate in whatever. If you already have the burning desire inside of you to create, to participate in this beautiful capitalism system, if the drive is in you, that's all. That's all I need. I'll plug in the rest of the pieces that you need, and you will dominate. You will dominate any field you choose, anything you, any business, and listen, 95.5% of the people won't even know how you're doing it. Won't even know because that's what they're not supposed to know. That's the beautiful thing about it. Anything, anything. The business owners. Hey, listen. You want a piece of information that will catapult you that you cannot get anywhere else but here. And I'm not. Listen. I'm not even bragging. I'm not even bragging. I'm telling you right now, everything I can say to you, I can back it up with math. I can prove, listen, I can prove with math, I can catapult you above millions of people, millions of people. And I'll show you on paper. I'll show you on paper. Sure will. Don't just take my word for it. I'll just show you the math. And if you turn to me and say, hey, Linnell, LJ, I don't trust it, believe it. We just part ways because there's nothing else to be said at that point. If you don't trust the calculator, I'm not here. Listen, I'm going to make sure everybody's clear. I'm not here to convince anyone of the calculator. That's not my department. I don't do that. I don't do that. Okay. If you don't trust the calculator, you just don't trust the calculator. But if you're a young person, maybe you're a person that's older, they're like, man, I really messed up my finances, and but you have a business idea, but you just don't know how to do what. Hey, listen, I can catapult you past the experience, whoever, this and that. Listen, all that. 95.5% of the people in the world won't be able to financially fool you. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? Nope, sure won't. You know why? Because if they don't know, they don't know. Period. There's no if, ands, maybe. If somebody think no, none of that. None of that. Guaranteed. I can prove it with math. Guaranteed. Now, now when I get on, like when I look at YouTube, TikTok, and all these people claiming to be financial gurus, listen, there's a language. When you don't know, listen, when you understand how it works, it's a different language. And if you don't know it exists, you most definitely don't speak it. Do you understand? You don't even speak it because you don't know it exists. So you don't know how people talk that try to pretend that they have money and trick you because when you're in debt, you believe money is a look. You think it looks like something. You think it's a car. You think it's a house. You think it's some gold or something. When you have money, you can make it look like anything you want. Do you understand? Anything. A bum on the street, uh, no name brand clothes, anything. You can, regular Honda Accord DX, you can do that. But if you guys think it, but as long as you guys believe it's money, that's how they're going to keep getting you because you guys believe it looks, you believe money looks like something. No, it doesn't. Money's, listen, money itself is imaginary to you. So can you imagine the cars you see, the houses you see? That's all imaginary to you guys. That's imaginary. When I see stuff like that in any financial videos, let me explain something to you. When I see a financial video and then they start right off with ski boats and all this other stuff, and houses and they got multiple. I know they're not talking to me instantly. They're instantly not talking to me because none of that has nothing to do with money. Nothing. That's stuff. I have no idea where it's from. It could be cut up videos. Who knows where it's at? I don't know. But I know they're not talking to me, so I just click it off. They're not talking to me. They're talking to people that believe money looks like something. That's part of this beautiful system. It's amazing. That's why they're always in cars and letting you see the Ferrari on the back thing, because your eyes, you don't really understand this when you're a debt slave, okay? But when you have no idea how many things your eyes tell you without even, you don't even know it. You got to you got the only way you could tell your eyes, you got to close them to make them shut up. That's the only way you're gonna hear the person talking. You guys don't really under me. I know how it works. I get it, totally get it. That's why they always put fancy stuff in the background so you'll believe they have money. This is all you have to do. Anybody that you think, I'm gonna give you some smart advice, but they won't do it. Okay, they won't do it. Anybody you believe has money, this is what I want you to do. Go find my video. That's me showing my personal credit report, okay? Because you're gonna have to show them, because they're not gonna believe somebody actually did it. All right. So you go find that video. I think it's Credit Karma or something. It's named in there somewhere. And I'll put it in, I'll put the link under this thing, right? Go find that video first, because they're not gonna believe somebody actually showed their entire credit report. So then go to the person that you believe have money, say, hey, I know this is an odd question, but are you willing to show your entire credit report? They're going to be like, hell no, I ain't showing you that. Why, how dare you? They're going to get offended. Listen, I'm telling you ahead of time. So when they do it, I don't want you to be shocked when they start getting this funny attitude or whatever. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to get offended. So how dare you ask to see the inside of my credit report when it's nothing, nobody owns me. So that's why I'm showing my credit report on a video, because so you guys can see I have no owners. There's nothing there to see. Who cares if they see it? So, but when you're in debt, they don't want you to see that. So go to the person and say, hey, can I see your personal credit report? If they get offended, that means they're in debt. You understand? Because if somebody asked me that, first of all, I'd be surprised if somebody asked me that question. I'd be very surprised, right? I'd be like, who you been talking to? But yeah, that's no problem. Go check out my video. You'll find out real quick the people that you believe have money. Here's another thing. Somebody that people with money don't finance cars. We don't finance depreciating objects that go down in value. Do you understand? At an interest rate. That's no. So you go up to a person that you believe have money and say, hey, did you get a good interest rate on that car? If they say yes, you don't need to know nothing else. They're making payments. People with money don't finance cars. That's why you have money. You don't do that. You don't finance depreciating objects with interest. You don't do that. That doesn't make sense. Now, if you're the seller, it makes total sense. You understand? If I sold cars, great. That's exactly what I want you to do. I'm just talking about for myself. That's all. I understand. Listen, this is the beautiful, beautiful thing about this system. Let me tell you something. Nobody can buy any. The banks know debt slaves, they cannot buy any cars. All the businesses, see all the businesses that sell cars, the popular guys on TikTok, the bank allows them to be in business because they know debt slaves don't have no money. So every car that a debt slave has to go, they have to go through the bank. So without the bank, there is no business. Do you understand? Whether businesses know that or not, that's irrelevant. But nothing happens without bank. If the bank said, "Hey, we're not financing any more cars," all the car places are instantly out of business, just like that, instantly, because debt slaves have no money. That's why they're financing cars. You understand? I understand that. None of this works without the banks. None of it. Now I learned about central banks. Oh, that's why that is like that. And that, okay, I get it. Oh, they really believed it was backed by gold. No, it wasn't. It's backed by you, debt slaves. By you. Money's backed by you. You are the gold. You just don't know it. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's beautiful, man. Absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. Your papers. I don't even know if I would have believed if somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, man, your credit report are your debt slave papers." I would have been like, "What?" Yeah, all the businesses on there, yeah, they all own you. You are the stock. They all own a piece of you. I would have been like, Why do you think you always have to ask the bank for permission to buy a car? I'd have been like, yeah, aren't you a grown up? Yeah. Then why are you doing that? I don't know. That's why I'm at work trying to be kiss ass to the boss and this and that. No. Because I was in debt. When you're not in debt, you don't let people treat you bad. You don't bosses treat you, talk to you like shit. All that's cut instantly, instantly, instantly. You're not working in sweatshops, factories with robots and all that stuff. No, none of that. No, those are all. Listen, those are all choices. You understand? Those are all choices. You know, you see places like Amazon. Hey, we're going union. Don't you know that's just taking more money out of your check? Nothing changes. Nothing. You're in debt. Now you got union dues on top of your taxes, on top of whatever else. That's all you guys got. That's all you really got. You don't really get it. Why would you want to work from a place that you need protection from? That's a bad place to work. Don't work there. Don't no. Protection from who? Your boss? That doesn't make sense. But when you come to the business side, congratulations, Amazon. Congratulations, Apple. Congratulations, Tesla. Congratulations, Mr. Buffett. Congratulations to all the people that knew before me. Congratulations to I ain't hating. I'm just upset at myself. That's all. That's all. Even Warren Buffett, he was telling you to your face. He's in the same house that he grew up in. Everything's the same. He's telling you right there. This is the main thing you need to do if you ever want to be rich. That's what he says. But everybody else is so stuck on his money. Oh my God, why is he still staying in the house? We can have a lavish house. You guys don't get it. That's why. That's why he still has that same house, because you guys don't get it. I'm just happy I woke up. I am. I'm happy. I thank God I can see it. I get to see something that millions of people will never see. Thank God, man, before I die. Thank you. Thank you, God. And when you know the saying that God only gives you enough that you can handle. Now I get it. Now I get it. I totally get it. Because if he would have told me everything how it really worked the first time I started to wake up, I would have been terrified. Totally terrified. I would have been totally terrified. Totally terrified. I would have been like, wait a minute. I don't own nothing. I'm not really saving any money. I'm not really, no, nothing. You're not doing anything. And you know what's so crazy? My job was, I kept thinking back to myself, I'm like, if I lose this job, everything tumbles just like a tree. Think of a tree trunk, and the trunk is your job. You know that one job loss will just tumble the whole tree. You just know that. Never once did I take a step back and say, why is that? I never said that to me. Because nobody talks about this. Everybody, you know how many millions of people know that they're one job loss away from being on the streets? Everybody knows that. But nobody talks about that because you don't know how to get out of it. I'm telling you right now, it's because you're in debt. That's why. That's why it feels like that. I remember I used to always say that to myself, how long could I really last if I lost my job? Even though I make six figures, it was never more than a month. You hear me? It was never more than a month, maybe a month and a half, maybe. Because you're steady trying to, because the first thing you're going to do is try to maintain your current lifestyle, which what got you in debt. And your savings is going to dwindle so quickly, so fast, just like that. Because, oh, I don't want people to think I'm going broke. Hey, listen, you guys, everybody says that, but you don't talk about it amongst each other. You say those things in silent because nobody can see your credit report. Man, that's how it works. That's how it works. You don't know who to trust when you're watching all these videos. You go by their stuff and the jewelry and none of that. Mm. Mm. Man, if I was in my 20s. I remember something else that kind of woke me up when I was a debt slave. I visited North Carolina, and I went to the Brookshire. uh, I can't remember. It's a big name family, and I forgot what it was, right? But I remember visiting this, and it was they're a big name family there, and I man, I'm upset that I don't remember their name, but started with a B, I believe. Biltmore Estates, the Biltmore, right? Well, they were this family that were rich in like the 1800s, right? So I did a tour of their one of their home mansions, and I remember walking into this tour, and they had a fireplace so big that you could walk in it. I might have had to dip. I'm 5'11", I'm right there. I would have to kind of tilt my head, but I would be standing up. And they had several of those fireplaces. And I thought to myself, I'm missing something. I said, I'm missing a piece because if they had that in the 1800s, walk-in fireplaces that big inside of this mansion, I'm missing something. That's that's more than just rich. That's more than just that's wealth, generations of wealth. They're passing down something that I'm missing. That's what I kept saying to myself. I'm missing. And I was right. I was missing something. Capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. That's a mathematical fact. I remember the first time God kept pointing me to the E equals MC squared. Kept pointing me to it. Kept pointing me to it. Kept pointing me. I'm like, I'm not a mathematician and all this other stuff, and that didn't matter. I kept going to it. Then I figured it out what it means. The spiritual equation on the side of it. Soul and mind together equal one forever. That's what it means. Just like that. Math, and I can show you mathematically that whole thing, that whole statement. How do I know that? God. Everything is math. Everything is math. Then once he showed me how capitalism, man, the tables I would love to be at with this knowledge. The tables I would love to sit down and people fill in some gaps, that some things that obviously I cannot know or don't know or whatever. It's obvious that we, out of the whole world, out of all capitalism in the world, everybody in the world knows that we have the most unconscious debt slaves in the entire world. And everybody, the outside countries that know, they think they're going to come over here and use them for free. Like, I think that's the real thing. Like with TikTok, that's a lot of money. You don't get to use our debt slaves for free. That's not good. Paying them, paying them peanuts. I mean, you guys, man, when you know how it works and you see what they're paying you for, oh my God. They're like, hey, that's enough of that. You don't get to use our debt slaves for free. They're ours. They were raised here. I get it. Totally get it. Totally get it. I don't know how much work it takes to make sure the majority stay that way. I don't know. Not my place. I'm not here to change anything. Believe that. I'm just here to. I'm here. This is what I'm here. This is why I'm even telling you. I help the people that are ready to come over here and participate positively in the exact same system. It benefits everybody. I'm just here to help you play positively, follow all the tax laws and the rules and all this other stuff that makes our system. Hey, that's how you do it. When you come to the positive side of the economy, you don't be talking like taxes are bad and big bad and evil and banks are evil. You don't talk like that anymore because that's not how it is. That's just the program telling you that. They're not all that. No, it's not. When you hear about like BlackRock and this and that, you guys stop following that stuff. That's not. Those guys have listen. Those guys have billions of dollars. You're making car payments. Don't even try to think that level. Stop. If BlackRock is coming out of your mouth and you're behind on your car payments, you need to stop talking about BlackRock. You did whatever their name is. Stop talking about them because you really don't understand how far you are away from that. If you're a person that you don't even if somebody walked up to you and said, "Hey man, do you know how much debt you're in?" and you literally don't know, don't talk about BlackRock and this and that. Don't nothing. Because the business of yourself, your social security number is your EIN for the business of yourself. That's your EIN. So you can function as a business, part of the business of the United States of America. If you are a business of yourself and you don't even know how much debt you're in yourself, don't say anything. Don't talk like that because your math is all wrong. I promise you. There are people like me that understand the language I speak, and that means they understand when you don't speak it. I promise you that. When people try to think they're going to come and impress a rich person or a wealthy person or whatever, and then you guys bring your tricks from TV or something, you guys don't understand that it's not told on TV or nothing like that. It's not taught in schools, none of that. So when you do that, it's obvious because you're trying to do. It's all about money for you. Why? Because money doesn't exist for you. It's imaginary. It's a language. First, you must start with yourself. Anybody, listen. This is how I am. Okay. Say like somebody says, "Hey," and this is just a example. Somebody says, "Hey, LJ, I want to do business with you." The first thing I'm gonna say is, "I need to see your personal credit report." That's the first thing I'm gonna ask for. I need to see it, all three or whatever it is. I'll let I will let you see mine if you let me see yours. That's the only way we're talking any further. Why? Why would I do that? Your personal credit report will immediately tell me how you've been running the business of yourself right now. Because if you've been running the business of yourself horrible, you're not going to run a business outside of yourself better than yourself. No, you're not. No, you're not. If I can't see your personal credit report, you're out. No, absolutely not. You start getting offended, start getting mad, and nope, sorry. I'll show you mine. I'm not going to ask for yours without you being able to see mine. Of course not. I wouldn't do that. I'll show it to you. Listen, I'm not looking to look at and judge you for what you've done and this and that. I'm just looking to see how you've been taking care of the business of yourself. If it's bad, I'm like, no, absolutely not. You're not going to run a business outside of yourself better than yourself. You're not going to do that. I'm gonna I'm not gonna listen to anybody talk about finances when they have student loan debt older than their FHA mortgage. I'm not listening to anybody talking about finances that do that. I'm not listening to anybody that went to school for 4 years in college and graduated at this, that, da, 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 but they're paying on the college for 20 years. I'm not listening to any financial information from that person. Why would I? That doesn't make any sense. Who goes to school for 4 years but pay on it for 20 years and then try to give up financial information? You think I'm gonna buy that type of No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't care how people get offended with math. If somebody hears me and starts, man, is that my, I think that one. If somebody gets offended about what I'm saying, that means they're getting offended with math. And if I see somebody get offended with math, I don't involve feelings like that. You come to the positive side. Imagine being you sell houses. Okay, let's do this. Say like you're a realtor with this information and you sell houses, okay? First of all, you won't have no debt. Everything you'll have, you own. There's no pressure to get the sale done. No, none of that exists. None of that exists. So when you go to sell a house, the people that you're selling a house to will feel your energy because they will always feel the energy of people that really, really need to get that sale, that pressure, and then they'll feel, trust me, I promise you this, they'll feel the energy of person that, hey, you gonna buy it or not? I mean, you'll know, listen, this is how much time you'll save yourself. You will know immediately if and a lot of you guys know this already as a realtor. You'll know immediately if a person's going to qualify for this particular house they want or not right off the bat. You won't waste your time with those people that you know they're not going to qualify for because it's not a need for you. This will allow you to concentrate on more the high quality, the higher whatever people that have money, and you guys will speak the same language. You guys will talk the same language. Everything, they will know you're not desperate for the sale because it's all about energy. It really is all about energy. They'll feel it right away. They'll know right away. Oh, yeah, this person don't. They're not trying to get me to get in the sale real quick because that's irritating. That's why a lot of people don't even want to go look at houses because of the pressure they're put under. Hey, okay, you're gonna put down. No, we're gonna talk about a few things on the phone beforehand, and then we get here. Okay, thank you. See you later. You got my contact information. None of that pressure. None of that. The game will change for you. Totally change. Same goes for car sales, everything. If say like you are a really, really naturally good car salesman, natural, right? Let me tell you something. If you're in debt, it's holding you back. It's holding back your natural skill because, oh, I got to get the sale. And then that little bit of desperate, it comes out as energy towards a potential customer. It comes out that if you're a car salesman that they come and see and you're not pressuring them down their throat, they're going to come back to you because they enjoyed the experience of not feeling that pressure. But this will be naturally in you because you won't have it because you won't have any payments to make. You won't have a mortgage to pay, or you'll if you have no debt, you're paying rent, you're not throwing away your money, you're saving yourself time. Anything breaks, they fix it, whatever, right? Don't listen to people with mortgages telling you. If anybody tells you that you're throwing away money on your rent, you ask them, "Do you have a mortgage?" Yes, and as soon as they say yes, you say to yourself, "That's why they're saying that because they don't know they're paying rent to the bank." Mortgage payments is just a different word for rent to the bank. They don't know that. You don't listen to people that do comparison rent versus mortgage. They're comparing two payments, a rent payment and a mortgage payment. Understand? Always do that. Don't feel the pressure of that you're throwing away money. No, you're saving yourself time and headache. Anything break, you just pick up the phone, make a call. They're out to fix it. Nothing's additional in rent. They got to pay for every single thing. If they have a mortgage, that means they're using credit cards to fix every single thing in the house because they didn't have any money to buy the house. So they're going deeper in debt. They're not going to tell you that. That's what I want you guys to think about. If they didn't have the money to buy the house, hence why they had to get a mortgage, that means they're not going to have any money to fix the house because they never had any money to buy it. So everything you see they have is financed, automatic, right off the bat. Know that if they have a mortgage, everything you see is financed because if they had the money, they would have bought the house. You understand? Because I tell you this, a person with no mortgage, if you think they have a mortgage, they're going to tell you real quick that they don't. What's up, people? Let me see what's up in here. right. Ertima? I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, hello. What's up, James? Hello, Omanike. Hello. What's up, Wayman? What's up, Jaquise? Aaron? Jaquise says, I know someone paying 23% on a 2019 Jeep. Yep, that's part of business, baby. That's how it works. But you don't have to be part of it. I promise you that. You know, it's crazy too. People talk about having a starter home, then upgrading to a bigger home. That's all part of the program. I think the banks put that out there. Starter home, all this other first time home buyer program, all that stuff is just part of just to suck them in. Suck them in. What's up, Cupcakes? How you doing? My uncle and aunt paid their home off 10 years ago, and I don't know if they exempt from property taxes, state taxes, but I believe they pay county property tax because they're in. You know what? I just hire a professional that understands those taxes. Hire a professional that's good. Hopefully, you can find a debt-free tax professional. That would be the dream. If you find a personally debt-free tax professional, I'm gonna tell you this right now. They are going to know something that their peers don't know. Pay them whatever they're worth. Pay them. They'll get you what you want to do right, legally, everything. Good point, LJ. SPIV says a homie of mine wants to do joint property investment and saying he has 60,000 ready to go. Little worried about how he manages his funds, so asking for that credit. You better ask for it. Let me see your personal credit report. They get all mad. That means you no deal. Sorry. They try to throw the money, SPIV, the money is there to throw you off. If you focus on them, you 60,000. Nope. I don't care if you had 200,000. Let me see your personal credit report first. Because if you have, listen, if somebody had 100,000, this is how simple it is. Say like somebody says, I got 100,000 to throw at whatever. You say, let me see your personal credit report. If they're in debt, what do you do with $100,000 and you got more than that in debt? It doesn't make any sense. You just open up the calculator, put in 100,000 minus whatever debt they got. That's how much money they really have. If they had 100,000, they wouldn't have no debt. So James says it's sad that people are scared of BlackRock. I've been getting into investing now that I'm debt free. BlackRock is one of the companies I invest with. Congratulations to you. They put money in my pocket every single month. Yes, they do. They're not big, bad, and evil. That's called, people be looking at a name and be trying to get personal. You're getting, like when you get mad at BlackRock, you're getting mad at a business. That's like going outside of Walmart and start yelling at the building. That's what you're doing, but you guys be trying to make it personal. Personally, I think that's why they put people as the head. Like, you guys actually think Tesla it really is just owned by Elon by himself and all this other stuff, right? Somebody said you guys can look at and blame, oh, Elon's what an idiot, or if something breaks or whatever, something you guys can blame because you guys, if it was just Tesla, the symbol, you guys wouldn't know what to do or break your focus. I don't know. I don't know why they do that, but there's a reason why they do that for sure. Millions of people will not understand what you are talking for sure. I'm glad you do too. And you know what's so crazy, D? That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. The people I'm looking for is the youngsters that want to be the next whatever. Business owners that already have the drive and want the edge, but they just can't figure out how to do it. Because let me tell you something, business owners, listen, debt-free business owners that are deep in debt, they cannot move like business owners who are not in debt. They can't move like them. They can't do it. They can't move like them. They can't keep up with all the stuff because they got too much going on. They're in debt. If you're a business owner and you're not, listen, I'm talking about personal debt first, okay? Once you get out of personal debt first, you'll know the true purpose of business debt and how to work it and all that other stuff, okay? But I promise you, business owners who are in debt, they will not be able to move like you because they can't, because they're in debt. Inside the debt matrix, debt slaves are owned, they are owned personally and business. They're owned both and they don't know it. They think it's just the way things are. Uh, this kind of debt, write off taxes. You can't. No, you can't. According to the calculator, you can't write off any taxes on your if you're in debt. You can't do that. Sure can't. Go ask. Listen. Go ask any. This is what I want you to do. So you guys just don't take my word for it. Okay. Go to any tax professional. Any tax professional. Any tax professional. You say to them just like this. You have to say it like this though. Mathematically speaking, if I'm in debt, can I write off taxes? They have to say no. They have to say no. Why? Because the laws of mathematics say so. Anything, but they're going to go say, but then the next thing is going to say, but, hey, whatever. They could tell you anything. Don't take my word for it. Go to any tax professional and ask that question and just say that. If I'm in debt, if I have a mortgage, can I really write off taxes? Nope, sure can. Mathematically speaking first. Mathematically speaking, that sets the stage. Mathematically speaking sets the stage. Okay? If I have a mortgage, no, listen, here's a better one. Mathematically speaking, go to your investor, your CPA or personal whatever, blah, blah, blah. Say, mathematically speaking, if I have a mortgage, can I save for retirement? The answer is no, you can't. No. Nope. But blah, 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 blah. Then they're going to run off the program of how capitalism works. I'm just telling you something, okay? I'm not mad that they don't know or they don't know they can't do. I'm just showing the people that want to become multi-billionaire, wealthy, whatever. I'm just showing you how it works. People with mortgages don't know they can't save for retirement. Listen, I'm making a video about it. I'm saying it's a mathematical fact, what I'm saying. I'm saying that. They can't hear me. Why? Because that's how it's supposed to be. They don't know that, just like I didn't know that. I did not know I couldn't buy a house with a mortgage. That's why I did it twice, because I didn't know. Listen, who am I supposed to be mad at if I chose not to trust a calculator when I decided to buy a house and think it takes years to buy a house when it only takes one day? Whose fault is that? That's my fault. That's not the system's fault or somebody didn't tell. No, I learned it in elementary school math class. Nobody's fault but mine. And when you're a debt-free person out in the job world, you won't be giving off that desperate energy to make sales. You come with a different energy. You won't come off with that energy. Automatic. It's automatic. Self-esteem, if you're a person with low self-esteem, all that changes. You will be a person with that problem won't exist anymore because you'll know where you're at. You'll know exactly where you're at. Sure will. Sure will. You got to first you got to start by owning this is how it worked for me, okay? I had to physically own myself first. That meant get out of debt. That's how, and then I said, okay, I got to figure out this business. So for the same man, Dave Ramsey, that helped me get out of debt, I learned his business strategy too. Once we got to the part, hey, pay off all your debt, except for your mortgage. Then when you get down to your mortgage, you start putting away money into retirement. Well, according to the calculator, your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you don't have any money to put into college funds, retirement, 15% there. They're just making up numbers because you guys can't do any of that. 15% here. That's why they use percentages. They know you don't understand math because if you did, you wouldn't know none of that makes any sense. Immediately. That's when I knew, oh, okay, that's business. Yes, that's business, nothing personal. Think about it. If 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 think about how many less debt-free screams on YouTube there would be if nobody could go up there because they have a mortgage. You know how all those debt-free screams would dwindle all the way down because most of them have mortgages. All the debt-free screams would just it would be that would lose about probably 75%. That's all money. That cannot happen. Can't happen. That's business. And you're probably thinking, "Oh, Linnell, why are you saying it?" It doesn't matter that I say it. They can't hear me. I'm just telling the people that want to know. They want to. You want to be the next Dave Ramsey? Join them. Don't hate them. Do you guys know Dave Ramsey's only? He's only talking about the calculator. That's it. That's the first thing I thought when I came across him. I used to hear all the haters and who he think he is, and then I first heard him. I was like, he's just talking about the calculator. Yeah. Then why are people getting mad at him? I don't know. That baffled me. It's all it takes is like sometimes I'll think about these new these new young millionaires that are getting off. They're getting rich off of video games, and they're just getting instantly rich, and sports and all that stuff. I could change one of those young kids' life forever. Can you imagine being that young? All that money's thrown at you. You think you have to pay everybody because they raised you. You feel guilty. No, all of that will change. You won't think nothing like that. Nobody will make you do anything, make you feel bad about nothing. All of that changes. I don't care if it's your family. I don't care if it's your mama, daddy, sister. All of it will change. All of it will change. None of that pressure will bother you. That will never happen again. You'll easily tell people, no, no, no. Don't ask me. Oh, well, you did this. Stop saying that because it's not going to make me feel bad. So you might as well, you're wasting your breath. If you want me to cut you off, you better stop talking like that. People that come into your life and try to make you feel bad because you have all that money, you're going to stop them in their tracks. Hey, I know what you're doing. You keep doing that, I'm going to cut you off because I don't feel bad and you're not going to make me feel bad. That's how you're going to talk. Because you'll be direct with those kind of people. You'll be direct with them. And any family member that's asking you for money, you're going to say, let me see your personal credit report. I want to see what you've been doing. See if I give you money, if it's going to be wasted. Because as a family member, you don't think other family members would lie to you. You would believe everything they're saying is the truth. How would you be able to verify it? And they're asked to see their personal credit report. Let me see your personal credit report. Fuck your words. Let me see it. Let me see what you've been doing. Your credit report is going to tell you if you should keep giving them money or not, or give them the last few dollars and say, this is for never ask me again, ever. Do you understand what that means? You can, if you take this money, you can never ask me for money again. Guess what they're going to do is take it because they're not going to believe that you're going to cut them off. But you got to make up in your mind. You're paying for them to get out of your life forever. You got to stick with it. Even if you're a young person making big money right now and you're scared to tell your parents and now you got to hide your gift, all the stuff you could be doing. Now you got to hide. Hey, man, you won't be doing none of that. You'll feel good about your accomplishment. And if you feel like buying something fancy, you do it. You don't care about what they think. All your life will change. It will change. You can make as much money as you wish, and nobody's going to be able to trick you out of it. And no, you will know how to line up with exactly the right people. I will teach you how to do it. How to like. Here's an example, and you can take my advice, business owners or not. I strongly suggest if you say like this is a single. Say like you go to a person, and maybe this person owns a tax business. Okay, but you know the owner personally. I would strongly suggest that you say, hey, I need to ask you an odd question. I need to see I need to see your personal credit report. I don't know how you would frame that question because it's going to be something that has never been asked to a tax professional. Very rarely. Now, if the tax professional, they might be first of all, they're going to be shocked that you asked them such a question because no client would probably have ever asked them that question. Uh, but you're going to get kind of two responses. You're going to maybe get an offended response. Majority of those will be probably offense to them, or are shocked to like, okay, how do you know to even ask me that question? That's what they're going to be shocked like. Okay. And if you can find a person that a tax professional who has no personal debt, you will have the advantage with your business because that tax professional will know something that their peers do not. Now, when you ask this person and you happen to find a needle in the haystack because the majority of the tax professionals that you guys buy your stuff from are in debt. Now, if you happen to find one that is not, that person's going to have the advantage for your business if you are an honest business owner. Because what you guys don't understand as business owners, if you guys are lying on your taxes or your stuff that you put in for your taxes to get deductions, math doesn't lie, people. Whoever's preparing your taxes, they know if you're full of shit or not. If you're riding the line, if you're lying about some stuff, because math doesn't lie. You guys don't understand that. Now it's gonna now you're putting the pressure on the person that's doing your taxes. What if your tax person's in debt and they really need your money? They really need the payment for you to do their taxes to make their payments or whatever. Maybe they not look at it. Maybe they overlook it. Who knows? I don't know. The person you find with no tax, no personal debt, they're going to tell you immediately, nope, I'm not going to be able to help you because it'll be obvious that what you're doing, if you're trying to do something funny, I would instantly cut you off. Nope, sorry. No, we don't need your business here. Something's not making any sense. And if I go any deeper, I have to report. I don't know how that works. I don't know. Maybe it's immediate reporting. I don't know. But it will be obvious. People getting you extra money. You don't question, how are you getting more money than the regular company? I don't know. How are they doing it? So mortgage debt. So mortgage equals debt and rent equals expense. Correct. Correct. This system though, man, if I would, if I would have not woke up, I really believe that retirement was an age. If I would have went my entire life all the way to retirement, then woke up, then realized I didn't own anything. I was making payments the whole time of my career, making mortgage payments. I really didn't own the house the whole time. I really didn't save for retirement. That wouldn't, man, that will take a strong, that would take a strong mind. You're like, wait a minute, if I have a mortgage, I can't really save for retirement. Nope. Hey, in 2015, your money's gonna be this and that and this and that. Never once I said, how do you know that? Nobody knows the future. I think about stuff that just didn't snap me out of it. I'm gonna just trust this company that I work for. They're gonna invest my money for. Oh man, I just didn't even wake up. It's like, wait a minute. Nobody knows the future. Nobody. But my company does? No, they don't. No, they don't. They get tax deductions as an employee. I'm an employee, period. That's what that's what my employee number is for, to make sure of that. No different than my social security number. I am a tax deduction. I didn't realize every time I got a check, my contract was it was I, my contract was paid in full for the last 2 weeks that I sold my time. It doesn't matter how many years I'm at the company. It doesn't matter. The years at a company is what made me think it was personal. Each time I got a check, my contract was paid. If I got paid every 2 weeks, I really only worked for the company for 2 weeks, not years, 2 weeks, because it starts over each time. Payments going out everywhere with interest on top of it. I remember I used to go into a car lot and sit there all day, hours, 8 hours of time that I could never get back in my life, and I wasted it inside of a car place. Oh, let me tell you something, okay? When you free yourself, the time is going to come back as number one, okay? And then you're going to go through a little phase of realizing how much time you just wasted on things and places and standing in line for oh my goodness, you're going to think about all that. And then hopefully, you'll be able to get over it and you'll live the rest of your life very differently. You definitely will never let people waste your time anymore. Now I understand the people, they seem like a-holes, the people that are like that with their time. But when you wake up and you realize what it means, you're like, oh, got it. I get it. I get it. You don't allow that no more. Mm, mm. The system is like a factory. Come in at 18, tell all the dead slaves that you ain't gonna be nothing without a college degree, knowing they ain't got no money to pay for college because they ain't got no money. They don't have any money now, so of course they're not gonna have any money for college. I'm so glad I didn't go to college straight out of 18. I remember being 18 and they was putting that college pressure down my throat. I'm like, I don't even know what I want to be. Why am I? I'm like, no, I'm gonna just get a job for now, and that's exactly what I did. Sure did. They just keep telling you ain't gonna be nothing. People with college degrees make more money than people with no college degrees. And then you fall. Okay, well, I can get a student loan. I'll just pay it back when I get a good job. That's exactly what the program wants you to do. Exactly. It's funny to think about now, just the way it just works. Of course, I wasn't gonna have any money for college because I didn't have any money. Like you think I'm gonna have You think whatever college costs, you think I'm gonna have that much money by the time I'm 18 in the bank waiting to go to college? Absolutely not. I'm not gonna have that. Because my parents didn't even know how to do that. You think all of a sudden I'm gonna do it? No. Mm. And then you get in college, so they take so long. You got to be in there for years to where you're just so tired. You get out of college, you be in there for so many years, and then you finally get out, and then you got all this debt, and you realize that you're gonna have to live a few more years like you were like a student to get out of this debt. But by that many years, you're gonna be like, F that, man. I need to live, and that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want you to do. Sure do. You want to show the world that you're a doctor, you're this and that, and then you go out and do it. And then you get in debt, exactly what you're supposed to do. Exactly. And then you get with another person, you're thinking, oh, that person has a college degree too. They're smart like me. And then you guys both have student loan debt. Then you guys combine income and get you a bigger house or whatever. Then you guys just fall right into the trap. Next thing you know, you got all this debt. You're spending more time at work than at home. And then next thing you know, an affair happens because the other person that you have an affair with, they're there at work just as much as them, not realizing they're there because they're in debt. Not because of the relationship or this, well, partly, but it's mostly because of debt. If a person is spending more time, listen, we're humans. If you're spending more time at work than home, sometimes things naturally happen, I guess. But nobody realizes the two people having the affair at work. And if this is you, because a lot of people are doing it, if this is you, this is why you're having an affair with the person at work, because they're at work just as much as you, because you guys are in debt. That's why you guys are connecting. Think about it. If right now, if you had money in the bank, no debt, you probably wouldn't even be working where you're working. The only reason why you're there, the main component is debt. If you didn't have debt, you wouldn't even be having an affair with the person you're having an affair with because they wouldn't exist. But since you guys are in the debt, you guys are the same frequency. You guys are probably talking about the same problems at home. They're not giving me none. The same old story that everybody, we're not doing nothing. I sleep upstairs. They sleep downstairs. That same old tired story. Everybody says, just lying to each other. Mm. Get out of debt. You won't have this kind of problems. You won't be doing stuff like that. You won't be cheating on your wife, lying to him, and doing all that. Listen. This is how serious it is when you escape that type of perspective of the world. When somebody has an affair on you, they're putting your life at risk. Do you understand? They have threatened your life. They have threatened to take you away from your children. Do you understand? That's when you're outside of that, that's exactly how I see it. Oh no, none of that. You try to put my life at risk? Yeah. You're so, when you get out of that stuff, you don't be mad at who is it? What's that? You cut it right there. You're like, you put my life at risk. I don't care who you did it with. You try to take me away from my children. No, I'm not even wanting to live. I want to see them grow up and go to do this and that and do. You threaten that. See ya. You better, if you don't look at it that way, you better start looking at it that way. Show better. Show better. You keep taking back a person that keep messing with, and you're still healthy and everything. You better cut it off quick before it's something. It might not happen that way. Who knows? Because obviously they don't care about your life. Yes, your life. They don't care about your life. Sure don't. Mm. Hmm. Hmm. You look at life totally different. It'll be totally different. Mm. Like I said in the last video, this is your spacesuit. Right here. This is your spacesuit. Perfectly adapted to Earth. Walk around, smell, eat, enjoy life, hang glide, parachute, ski. And then you mess with a person that don't care about their spacesuit. And then you mix your, no, I don't do that. Mm-mm. I don't do that. Listen, not saying that I haven't done it because I was younger, but I'm just telling you about today. Nope, none of that. You don't know where that person is at in their mind. You're so focused on the physical thing, you have no idea where that person's at. Are they there because what reason? Who knows? I don't do that. Mm-mm. I want you guys to enjoy this capitalist system for how you can really enjoy it. Oh man. And then you could go to any country that's capitalism too and dominate there too. Anything. Long as it's capitalist, because that's the only economy that I know. If you ever listen, I'm gonna give you another little tidbit of information that you could say on somebody that loves to talk about the economy. Okay, find out if that person is making car payments, or do they have a mortgage, or if this person that's talking about the economy and they work at the same place you work at, they probably have debt too. If they're making any kind of payments, they don't understand how the economy works. So I suggest you stop listening to them, because I can promise you that if you think you bought a house with a mortgage, don't talk about the economy, because you don't know what you're talking about. Having a mortgage automatically disqualifies you because you believe it takes more than one day to buy a house. You're disqualified to be talking about the economy. If you got college loans for 20 years, 10 years, and you only went to college for 4 years, do not talk about the economy in front of people that know about the economy, because they'll know you don't know about the economy. That's the beautiful thing about capitalism. You immediately know who knows about the economy and who doesn't. If you're a person talking about saving for retirement and you have a mortgage, you don't know about the economy, because you can't do that. So don't talk about the economy. Or, and if you're a person that's trying to understand it all, don't listen to people that talk like that. They're telling you wrong. Now, you can be on that side of the business if you want to sell to people who believe they can save for retirement. Like when you hear people talk about uh, these insurance policies that you can take out loans and do this other stuff, do you know who they're talking to? They're talking to people with no money, that think they can get money with no money. Do you understand? If you believe something that with no money you can do something and get some money, no, you can't do that. People that think they're anybody telling you about some kind of policies that better than one you turn to. Do you have a mortgage? Yes, you better stop listening to them, because they don't know what they're talking about. And as soon as they start talking about borrowing from this money and then pay back yourself, you better stop listening to them. Especially if they're in debt. They don't know what they're talking about. Everything they're saying is mathematically incorrect. Everything. What's up, Kane? Millions of people have no idea. That is just, who they had me too. They had me. They had me. They had me. I had multiple credit cards, and they just had me focus on that. They had me focusing on that credit score like a god, not paying attention to all the debt under it. Not all. Oh, that's why everybody loves telling you about their credit score, how all these credit people, they're going to boost your credit. No, listen, people. Only if you don't understand that credit is a tool, not a need. And if you're in debt, you don't know that. It doesn't matter what you think. Oh yeah, credit's a tool. I'm getting flyback miles. No, you're not. You're not getting any of that. You're not. If you're a person like right now, you think you got a airline credit card, right? And you think because you're using it, you're getting miles back. No, you're not. You're not getting anything. That's nothing. No, you're not, because you can't. You can't. You can't. The math says you're not earning anything. You're not earning any airline miles. You're not earning any free lunches. You're not doing anything. Calculator says you're doing nothing. But the company says, I know what the company says, because that's business. They're supposed to tell you that. That's business. Mm. When they do, when they do that on the airline and I see all these hands go up, I'm like, damn, money is made that easy. That's exactly what I see. I always look around and see how many hands go up. It's from the young to the old. I'm like, just like that, just like that. Hey, get a free trip and bring a friend, whatever, do whatever. Fit that in. They know you probably work 40 plus hours. You're probably working a lot of overtime. The chances of you actually using it is probably slim to none. You guys don't even, man, it's just like, I'm like, money is made that easy. Yes, Linnell. All you got to do is figure it out. That's it. You got to figure out your piece. That's it. You come up with a good business concept that people love. Be honest with the people. Don't try to rip them off. Treat your customer service, and you'll be rich. That's it. You don't have to cheat nobody. You don't have to lie to anybody. You don't have to cheat on your taxes. You don't have to pretend you're making money and you got one bank account and you didn't tell the tax person about your other bank. You don't do any of that. Cheating means you don't know how to play. That's what it means. Don't matter how the people, oh man, they tax us to work. If you're participating as yourself in the economy, which you are taxed. That's why you may not like it, but take out yourself and put in a business. That's what you got to do. Take out yourself and then put in a business and let that get taxed. But if you choose not to use a business, that means you're using the business of yourself. So they tax you. That's a choice. You don't have to be there and do that. You can make better decisions if you don't have any debt. If you don't have any debt, you can make some good decisions. I promise you that. Mm. But if God said, "Hey, you can go back now with this knowledge and start over," I would have to tell him no, because that would mean everything in my life would change. I definitely wouldn't have had kids at a young age. I definitely wouldn't have married the women I married. The relationships I had, certain friends, all of that would have never happened. My whole entire life would be changed. So I can't, because now that I'm here, I know my experiences got me to where I'm at today. But if I were to go back and be 20 again or 18, I would know exactly what to do. I would know exactly what I'm not going to do. The people who I'm going to associate with, I wouldn't be just going out, just having sex willy nilly. I wouldn't do none of that. Just rolling my dice, taking chances. I wouldn't do any of that. I wouldn't casually think bringing another human life to Earth is just a casual thing. I wouldn't think like that. Hmm. I would have to say no, because my sons wouldn't exist. All my experiences, nah. So I'm just happy that I'm still young enough to share it to people that might save them that type of stuff and enjoy the side of capitalism that many people don't. Even though the truly wealthy are showing you what's achievable, they're showing you but you got to take away the jealousy and mad because they have the money. Just take away all that. They're really showing you what's possible and how much there is. When you see a wealthy person have multiple homes in different states and they're all big and fancy, they're just showing you what's possible. Don't be jealous of them. It says there's plenty for everybody. Obviously, if you see a person with multiple homes in different states and countries, that means there's plenty for everybody. Giving it to a person that doesn't understand that is pointless, because you guys would do just not smart stuff with it. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. It's about an hour and 30 minutes. Unless there's some questions. I never say that question yet. Is there anybody with some questions? Let's put it that way. Any questions? And I'm on my phone, so I'm gonna have to you can put your question and I can just say it. Right. I can't wait to travel the world and do this. It's gonna be beautiful, man. It's time right now. It's time to get. Now it's time for a book. Before I was thinking about that a lot. People were asking me to write a book, and every time I tried to sit down and start, it just wasn't happening. Excuse me. And now when I think about the times I was thinking about a book compared to what I know now, I was definitely not ready for a book yet at that time, for sure. I was still in denial about a lot of stuff. What's up, Harry? How you doing? What's up, Sean Fox? How to not need a job? You got to get out of debt. The first thing you need to do, Sean, is go to your credit online credit report and write down on a piece of paper your total debt. Okay, it's a psychological. I'm gonna start the psychological process for you. Go to your online credit report, write down your total debt on a piece of paper, and then keep it with you. Put it in your pocket, put it in your wallet, whatever. Right. And the next time you think about buying something that you don't need, I'm not talking about food, I'm not talking about necessities, something that you absolutely do not need, I want you to pull out that piece of paper so you can see how much money you have to buy it. Okay, so you can see it. So say like it was a PlayStation and it had all the accessories and it cost $600. You pull out that piece of paper and say, this is how much money I have to buy this PlayStation. And if you say, forget it, I'm gonna do it anyway, you add $600 to that number on that piece of paper. You add 600 to that number. That's what you do. And then you write a new piece of paper and then you write it down. That makes sense? I am retired now. No more work saving money. Okay. Well, you can save money when you start your own business. You can do that. Or you might be cool where you at. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. We both know that you don't need to be rich to enjoy your life in retirement. So we know that, especially when you have no debt. Retirement is nice when you have no debt. Put it this way: when you understand how it works, you won't get caught up. I used to I used to think about like when wealthy people would leave a lot of money to a organization or business. I'm like, why wouldn't they just leave it to their children? It's like, first of all, their children probably already got enough money, but just because they're family, I would not leave if I have multi millions of dollars but I have children that do not understand money. They just throw it away. I wouldn't leave money to them. I wouldn't leave millions of dollars to them. I would donate it to a charity or something, somewhere that I know it's going to actually help some people. Because you see, because you sometimes, like every now and then, put it this way, and this is so you can understand. If you go to a nice neighborhood, I'm not saying all the time, but if you go to a nice neighborhood with nice houses, and then you will come across a house that is clearly not taken care of in this nice neighborhood, 9 times out of 10, that house was probably left by the parents to the children when they passed away. And the children may have not been taught, they might have didn't care. But that's when you know when they have a nice paid off house in a nice area, but their house is the worst in the block, and it's not an HOA or whatever, one of those things. All right, I'm gonna roll out of here then. You guys have a wonderful evening. All right, goodbye.